Welcome back to the episode of Unranked Podcast. Coming to y'all off of a great victory. Michigan Wolverines taking care of business against Ohio State. Um, we got to give ourselves a little shit though because we did not because we didn't want to support the team no more. We just didn't want to be negative and kind of how the season was going. But we got to give we got to give Sharon, the defense, Wink Martindale some props for how they was able to kind of put things together to end the season. They scored 50 against Northwestern. Um, and then yeah, I mean this game had very low expectations going into it. Just kind of was hoping we could find a way to keep it close. I mean, it's still I still don't really understand what I'm looking at when I'm looking at this box score, but we'll touch on this a little bit, dive into the recruiting some, and then talk about we got a heavyweight matchup, a couple heavyweight matchups coming up. We got one tomorrow night with the Green Bay Packers. Do or die game, kind of leaking oil, on the defensive side of the ball with injuries, but it's something we gotta hopefully they can go get it regardless. But yeah, just kind of start with the Ohio game. E, I'll kick it over to you and just wanted to see your thoughts on what all went down on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, so I would say just a gritty, tough nose, like it, like you look at the stats and we didn't do anything spectacular on offense whatsoever. It wasn't one of the games where you would look up and then Edwards had, 220 yards on the ground on like 11 carries or something. It wasn't anything like that. It wasn't a couple, big breaks. We got a kick return or we got, something just snapped in the offensive passing game. It was we narrowed it down to a phone booth.
Yeah,
Played
like half a
physical.
phone booth.
Yeah, half a
Just
phone booth. And me and
get
my dad were sitting
slugfest.
around watching the game talking, and I'm literally telling them, I'm like, we just need 3.5 yards of carry. Like that was and we did that. Until Mullins broke that. I think it was a 36 yarder or 28 yarder, whatever it was in the fourth quarter, like 3 minutes
Yeah,
left. Till he broke that, he had like 26 carries for 74 yards or something. So we were just pounding him into the ground.
yeah. I mean, he
And
32 carries, 116 yards, 3.6 yards a carry.
it's crazy. And down Loveland, down which has been our only offensive
Yeah,
receiver that's the defense even has to worry about. Edwards gets banged up mid game. We lose him for the rest of the game. I'm just kind of rattling things that are popping in my head, but I was overall, you know, sitting there mid at halftime, we're texting, and I said, if we can get our head out of our ass, we can win this. Like
right.
we're right in the game, and we did some things correctly, and Ohio just ultimately also just outright dropped the ball on some times. They were dead set on trying to beat us, manhandle. They were trying to beat us and manhandle us. That's what they wanted. They weren't cool with a smooth victory where they were air raiding. They thought they could beat us how
Yeah,
we win.
out tough us. Yeah,
Yeah, out tough us and just try to make a statement win that way, and it backfired on them tremendously. And so it was just an amazing game to watch. A surreal
yeah,
game. One of those games where if any little thing goes wrong at any point in time, we throw that pick. Jack Sawyer shoves off to our guy trying to tackle him and go 95 yards or something. That easily can happen on a different scenario. A couple of those calls like pass interference calls and things that we maybe we don't get that. Maybe we don't. The things like
yeah.
that. You never know when you're playing down in the shoe. So, but it was kind of a perfect storm of all of that, and you come out with just an old 1972 Big Ten score of 13-10. And we're walking away victorious.
Yeah. No, you're right, man. I mean, the more I look at our box score, it just looks like literally like a pony league stat line. Kalel, we ran him into the ground. Because Donovan Edwards, I mean, he only went 4 carries for 11 yards. I think he was done before halftime, unfortunately. But we had like Alex Orji and Davis Warren were kind of able to help the average out a little bit. Orji went 29 yards and then he was averaging 10 a carry. And then Warren had 1 for 11 that got us just over just at 4.2 yards a carry. But like you said, man, it was just I mean, I don't know. Like, I still am kind of like having trouble just kind of finding like the words because like it was just so like ugly, but like I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just like and like you said, like Ohio kind of just played into our hands. Like they kind of wanted this. Like
Mhm.
and it was just wild. Like I was kind of like speechless. Like I'm watching the game and like like they're like running like the ball just like into like Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant. Like, but then they had their center was out for the season. Their left tackle was missing. Their like left guard was missing, and they were literally just like trying, like you said, they just wanted to like crush us. Like I heard people say like almost like Ryan Day just kind of had in his mind like whoever's won the rushing battle the last 20 some years has won the game, and like I mean, you have this alien at receiver, there's a freshman, all these other guys that are, a couple of first round picks in the mix, running backs, solid. And I'm just glad that we were able to just do what we did on defense, missing Will Johnson. Guys just showed up, and got to give credit to Wink Martindale, probably earned himself another year, just being
Yeah,
able to put
hell of a
together
game.
between the Indiana, Northwestern, and Ohio game. Like I think we like gave up 15 or 18 to Indiana, maybe like 30 points in total. Since yeah, like up until the last game of the season. So yeah, monumental effort. It almost felt like the Bryce Underwood committal just like kind of catapulted this team into like, I mean, full head of steam going into the offseason into next year.
Yeah, 100%. And the last thing I'll say is I was saying it around my dad and brothers I was watching the game with, but I'm pretty certain Will Howard was knocked out. And I think they
Yeah.
that could be something to it, and I really don't care. That's part of the game as well. But I think
Right.
they thought they had whoever they had at backup was inapt, and we would just tee off on them if we didn't leave him in there. I really
Yeah.
do think that he took that massive hit from Page, and then probably 3 or 4 plays after he came back in, he ran again. And you've seen him just kind of get knocked around, and I think those two hits right there just. I mean, I'd be willing to look. Would love to look at the stats post those 2 hits in pre. I bet you because they came out firing on all cylinders. And then right before half, they had a little traction, little movement. Outside of that, they were just like you said, pony league, just running the ball into the ground. It was kind of crazy to watch. It was very surreal. Once I kind of smelled the blood in the water, once I was just a kind of aggressive, or my thoughts kind of got aggressive as far as seeing what we were doing when we had the ball for when we get the ball
13 minutes.
3 or 4 minutes in the third quarter. Took that all the way to 6 minutes when we did the dumbest play in the world and threw the ball. But outside of that, we got the ball right back and another 5 minute drive after that. So I think that was just surreal, just watching us chip away, and getting every little single inch that we needed when we needed it. And O'Leary catching an amazing pass. I don't know where they pulled that combo out of their ass for, but I'm not going to question it. So it was a hell of a game overall, and like you said, just the momentum of that 4 years in a row ruined their season. As far as I'm concerned, I don't see them going to win a championship. So their
Right.
season was bust. Just kind of messed up their psyche overall. And
Yeah.
Bryce
I
Underwood
take the
signing.
field too.
Yep, yep. Bryce Underwood signing. Um, Dotson, his teammate signing with us. Every time I open my Twitter, I'm seeing a new guy commit here or there. So we're turning this recruiting class into a hell of a package to move
Right.
forward. And we needed some new juice to kind of lively up this roster. We lost 18 people to the draft last year, or to the NFL last year. Whole coaching staff.
Lost like 30
Um,
this year.
yeah, we're gonna lose another slate of first round picks, early second, third round picks. So we need full future NFL talent infused into this roster big time.
Yeah.
And I would love to see, Sharon Moore just kind of put a bow tie on this. But cap class so far looks good. We're top. I see us locked in. Right around that top 5, top 7 overall.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, just kind of echo, just kind of like the recruiting, and we don't dive into it a whole lot, but I do. This is kind of time of year I'll start to kind of look at like 24/7, and just kind of notice we're starting to slowly climb like seventh overall class. Um, Got to imagine, if we're able to flip this other offensive tackle that's going to Bama, or at least is like predicted to go to Bama. I think right now we got like a D lineman that posted the Skyline deal, whatever, that was committed to Ohio, I believe, but said he's not signing until February. So might be able to add a couple key pieces. We ain't even seen the portal, the portal action yet. We got a couple guys that started to kind of like make
Right.
their way out, which is not surprising.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
think we're always going to get a handful of people cipher out, in which I don't think is the end of the world. I think,
right,
uh,
yeah. I mean,
as long as it's not a mass exodus, that's the
right,
name of the game now. And I think we can
yeah.
ramp up that receiver room a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We know we got tight ends on deck.
Yep.
Ramp up that receiver room. I'm not sure exactly what the O line looks like. I know we've paced together some O line this year, but just kind of Loveland's gone, so you got Marlon Klein. He seems to be pretty legit.
Decent,
For
yeah.
his senior year. I know you signed a top tight end out of like Metro Detroit area, so I think we're good on that front. Let's go ahead and get Underwood some receivers.
Yeah.
Uh, Jordan Marshall, I think is his name. He's the Mr. Ohio from last year.
You got
He
to put
did
his
get a
little
carry
carry
late in the
in.
game last year or last week.
Yeah, for like 4 yards. Yeah.
Scared me to death because I was like, oh God, we got the freshman in there.
Yeah, because
But
I think Mullins
uh,
was limping. He was
yeah,
just,
man,
and
32
that,
carries to do that to you.
right, right. And I want to say this. I told y'all this earlier, but I think the most rewarding thing out of all of this is like out of the last 4 years, I'm gonna get a shirt that's gonna say Haskins, Edwards, Corum, Mullins,
Yeah.
or have they pictures on it or something.
Yeah.
I just love that like 2 out of the 4 guys are like 3-star linebackers that just from a depth because we had depth issues just got put on the other side of the ball. And we're just handing the ball off to 3-star linebackers and just dominating this rivalry. Then we got Mr. Ohio waiting in he'll be chomping at the bit, get his licks in next season. Might got grab a guy or two in the transfer portal, but I'm just excited that the QB situation is going to be figured out. And I'm just curious. We don't have to dive into a whole lot right now, but do you think Underwood? I gotta imagine he's going to start right away. Like, I mean, getting 11 million over 4 years, I feel like,
I think so. I think from what I read, at least he's going to be there start of the semester in the spring. Um, so he'll probably be live for spring game. Whether he'll probably get live for spring game, and then I imagine it'd be his to lose, I guess. And if he's
yeah,
true, he'll probably get pushed to the forefront because I don't think there's no reason to mess around with it. I imagine he's pretty legit. I think his arm is going to be lively. He's going to be looking
yeah.
to practice.
I mean, he
Um,
got to be able to do better than what Orgy and Davis Warren did combined.
yes,
If you're
and
the
if
number
not,
one
it's gonna be a
player in the
problem.
country, yeah,
Yeah,
number one player in the country. I don't know. Like, I think if we can maybe get like a little like grad transfer,
yeah.
4 or 5 year guy, kind of understands the
DK back.
assignment. Yeah, and just bring him back. I just don't see us. I just don't see us like landing like a Miller Moss. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think he's
Yeah.
gonna just
No,
pull
I
up.
don't. I think those guys that anybody who still has like NFL aspirations, we could probably kiss goodbye. But if you want
Yeah,
to come and you're cool with mentoring a guy and maybe playing some cleanup duty and knock on wood for him, maybe a game if he gets knocked out or something,
we
that's
can
what
get
we're.
Alan Bowman. Remember him?
Mm-hmm.
He just got approved for his 8th year of eligibility.
That's they just give they just that's just
If
crazy.
he ain't got a PhD by the time he leaves, he's wasting his time.
No, he gonna have some the most random bachelor's degree you could ever
Like,
find. Yeah,
yeah, like three MBAs and just
yeah,
like just like random.
yeah. No, that's fine.
But yeah, yeah, we'll touch on a little bit of Michigan football and stuff. Just kind of later on in the year. Looking forward to seeing who they play in that bowl game. Phenomenal end to the season. Won't dwell too much. It would have been great to be able to snag a couple more wins. Would definitely have been in the playoff mix after winning this game, plus a couple more wins. But it's exciting for next season. Schedule looks favorable. We got
Yeah.
Oklahoma. But other than that, I mean, it's Oklahoma and Ohio pretty much. So we'll see how things turn out with the transfer portal and all that good stuff. But yeah, we'll kind of get into this Bears game. Apologies to our first and last time listeners. We did record last week. I just forgot to post it. But I can assure you we both predicted that they would win. They did win. A little ugly. First half was solid. I feel like the fumble kind of set us back. Jahmyr Gibbs' fumble just kind of put things in like a weird spot to where, they made a push. The second half was kind of getting everything they wanted. I think Caleb ended up throwing for like 350 yards. But yeah, I just want to, kind of kick it off to you. Kind of how things went down. We was essentially kind of gifted the victory in a sense. It felt like.
Yeah, and it seems so long ago. I guess it is an extra 3 or 4 days of molding it over in your head, due to the normal
Yeah,
Sunday games. But I would say just a kind of a tale of two halves. That first half, I think we were up 16-0 at half. It looked like the same exact game plan we always come with.
yeah,
We're putting belt to ass, pounding the rock. They look very dysfunctional on offense. Um, you know, and then obviously we're in and out of Thanksgiving dinners and sliding around or whatever. And then I moved from one house to another house, and it was a whole new ball game. So
yeah,
kind of the tale of two halves. And then I'm thinking I'm gonna be sitting around lounging and talking junk, and then we're up, biting our fingernails, hoping they don't come up with a miracle at the end of the game. So I think just um once again another testament to how well we can lock in and get things done. But truth be told, that was without that coaching blender, without that quarterback blender, I would have to do a shared pie of both as far as that goes. Um, I would love, I say that to say if it's second round of the playoffs and the same scenario is happening and Dan Campbell's not calling a timeout, I would love to know that Jared Goff will go ahead and take care of business.
yeah,
and 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 outside of that, I think so they panicked, or they looked very just pedestrian as far as that goes. That whole sequence was bad, so bad that I assumed they called a timeout, and they said final afterwards, and I'm like, what are they talking about, final,
yeah.
final? I was at a
Confused.
fight, but I'm like, I'm thinking they're going to go back and it was just a clock issue, but no. And so I
Yeah,
said all that to say we should have lost that. We would luckily they handed us the victory, but you know,
yeah.
we we necessarily didn't put ourselves in the best spot to win that at the end of the game. They just had a catastrophic letdown, failure
Hmm.
on their behalf.
Yeah. This is probably about the worst game we've played. I mean, we played a pretty bad game against Houston. I'd say it's probably like that Buccaneers game. It kind of felt like that,
Yep.
to where it was just like we were kind of like the strong arm of the team, let them just kind of hang around, you know, didn't score when we were supposed to. I'm in the red zone. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of funny with Penei Sewell, but it's like, bro, it's like 0-0. You're running like half back. Yeah, I think we scored in that drive, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. It just it was kind of, it was a little weird, but I feel like just between like the short week and like that lingering like 8 game losing streak, like it was just I feel like it was just kind of like it just kind of felt like we was gonna have to kind of grind that one out, given what was kind of at stake.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we don't let the Lions ruin Thanksgiving for the last 8 years, so like it's they were finally able to. My whole family was they were quiet the entire 2 minutes left of the fourth quarter. Like nobody was saying nothing. Like
Yeah. They're like, oh my, yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, and it's also Thanksgiving's also funny because my uncle wanted Jameson Williams like exiled from the team and like just doesn't want to see him again. And it was he did make a stupid he did do something stupid, but like
No, I don't. That him tossing the ball off that dude's head is still funny to me. I don't care. I seen someone say when we win the Super Bowl, this is gonna be the opening clip. It's gonna
right, for sure.
no,
Like the way one shining moment, because
definitely a bonehead thing that can cost you a game, or something that
yeah,
you can't point
because
to
it was
that,
that the fumble and that kind of just you
yeah,
know
kept him around. You I think that's spot on, and I think it's we obviously have this. We're playing them again next couple of weeks here, so I would imagine we'll come with a much cleaner game plan. But this was just an odd game, and we're so damn beat up. We were pretty beat up in that game. And then you just go down the injury list. It's starter after starter after starter.
it's
Both
I'm
offensive and
nervous.
defensive line. Yeah, linebackers. So it's you know um it was good to pull that one off, but also you're that's we're kind of dealing with the issue of having that bye week, like week 3, like where we just we took the time to get healthy then, and now we have to lock into a different degree, and we're in such that hard 3 games in 12 days stretch. That's a
Yeah,
lot. It's a lot on any team. That's a lot on a lot of people's bodies. So I imagine they're hurting. And the
yeah,
best
I'm
thing, luckily, Green Bay played the same day we did, so that
right.
kind of balances it out. But
Yeah, like it ain't it ain't as I don't know. It's bad. I was gonna try to say it ain't as bad as it looks, but it's bad. Yeah. It's concerning. You got guys like I'm looking for Broderick Martin, at least he's healthy, so he can like kind of work him in. But like right now, I mean, I don't like we don't even have like a healthy right D tackle. Got Lee McNeil. We got this Zadarius and edges look a little. No, edges hurt. And you had a rookie, Makai Wingo. He's out. He messed up his knee, is on IR. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a little nerve wracking because like this could be the biggest like thief of joy is just like injuries. Just like not having enough bodies at the end of the day. But that's the NFL. I mean, it's just a matter of who can kind of get healthy quicker. And for me, it's as we kind of probably sort of talked about the Packers here.
It's a
Like,
war of attrition.
yeah,
That's
right.
the
And
name of
it's
the game
like,
in the NFL. It's just
right. I think in my mind, I'm
who can
like,
muster up the most of what they have left. Who
right.
can.
Like for me, it's like, can we just go like 2-2, 3-1 these next few games and just get healthy by like San Fran? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hoping that we can just kind of find a way, but I think we will, as we turn the page here and just talk about the Packers. I mean, I just kind of look at this is how BR was last season, man. Like, thankfully we got a little bit better cornerback play that can kind of, you know, latch onto these guys a couple of seconds longer. But I mean, offenses need to be perfect. Like we just need like this might be a 40 to 138 game. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we just ended up scoring just kind of having like go end up in a shootout because like yeah, Jordan, I mean they're gonna be ready. They embarrassed themselves. Like we was, talking all this shit. They already got, some players on defense just like they ain't, saying they ain't worried about St. Brown. So like I said, I think before we got hot up on here, just kind of hope they might just psych themselves out too much. But they're gonna be coming in there like they did last year on Thanksgiving. Yeah, what do you think about the game tomorrow?
No, I think this is probably going to be one of our biggest tests, most telling games about us this year. Not saying because we lose this, we're not going to be able to, make a deep playoff run or, but I think, everything I kind of said a moment ago, as far as coming off those three straight, or those 3 games in 12-day stretch, all the injuries, I think really if you can put together this game here and find a way to win. I don't care if it's a 13-10 game, or I don't, or just find a way to come up with that victory.
Hmm.
That's really what I'm looking for. And you talked about the division. We're 3-0 right now. I think you said we won the division at 4-2 last year. I don't know if that gets it done this year. I think
Five
it's
and
a whole
one.
different, yeah, whole different division. You're gonna have to, creme de la creme, play amazing down the stretch. So, you got the Bears. I think so that's 4 wins. I feel pretty confident in saying that. I think you got the Vikings again. That's a
Last
toss up.
season.
Yep, that's a toss up. That could be for all the marbles at that point.
Maybe Sunday night
Yeah.
football. Like, yeah.
So, I think with us being beat up, O line, D line, Anzalone out, just it's
Yeah.
it's gonna be tough. It really will be. So I'm not selling mailing it in saying it's a guaranteed loss. I'm saying this will be if we win this one, this will let me know that
About it.
we're a real force to be reckoned with. We're gonna find a way to get it done week in and week out, regardless of who's suiting up, regardless of
Hmm.
what hurdles, obstacles in our way. So that's kind of what I'm saying. Just kind of speaking from a 1,000 foot view. Same thing we always say: pound that rock,
Yeah.
play action, keep your receivers involved. JMO the X factor, and I would like to see Laporta get a little more involved, get him confidence headed
Hmm.
down the stretch, headed into this playoffs. He needs to be firing on all cylinders too.
For sure. Yeah. I definitely think the offense got another gear it can
Mm-hmm.
get to because it's kind of like, last year we had, J-Mo kind of working him in. Laporte had been a little hurt. So we kind of been working him in and he really had no yards, but just had some, great, obviously touchdowns. So like, it's just good to, like you said, see him get back in the mix. And it's just not fair, bro. Like I'm looking at the Packers schedule after us, they got like the Seahawks, which I mean that could be a tough game, but like Seahawks, Saints, Vikings, Bears, you know what I'm saying? And then like which Vikings game can obviously be tough too, but I don't know. Like I'm trying to pull up the Vikings schedule now to see who they got the rest of the season. I mean, they got the Falcons, Bears, Seahawks, Packers, and Lions. So I don't know. Then you look at ours, and we got I don't know why it's not loading when I click on it, but
MCR.
There we go. We got yeah, Packers, Bills at the Bears, Niners, Vikings. So I guess the Niners game, I mean, the way they already lost, they just lost both their running backs for the season. Don't have Ayuk.
Yep.
Purdy's hurt. I mean, that could be, that game ain't gonna call none of them a gimme, but it just don't
That
look
could be
as
that's a
good as
whole
this.
different game than we thought it was,
Yeah, like we could like end their little
10 weeks
run.
ago. Yeah.
Like we could like kind of knocked them out of playoff
Yeah.
contention. But
Yep.
yeah, like you said, man, I mean, we just gotta find a way tomorrow. Like I need golf. He gotta be perfect. This run game, gotta get it going. Need St. Brown to be St. Brown. We didn't have JMO the first time around. So
Yeah. Right.
that'll be nice to, somebody to kind of like blow the top off, keep that secondary honest, and keep light boxes so we can establish that run.
I just said this too,
That's,
and I don't even want to be sorry to cut you off. I don't want to
no, you're
be
good.
um a pessimistic, but I wonder if Ben Johnson scares me a little bit. He always has been Dan
Uh,
Campbell and him get in that, I think they can fire each other up a little bit.
Funky
Playoff.
aggressive.
Yeah, and um just to say, that Penei Sewell shit, that was one of the more dumb plays I've ever seen in my life. That is an all pro future Hall of Fame tackle. You got coming around the end
The
like
loaf
on
of
a boat
bread.
leg. Like this shit is crazy. That's how you get something crazy happen. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
say any things in particular, but that's how crazy things
right.
happen to great
It was
players.
so wild,
Yeah.
bro. Because like when the play started, I saw him on the left side, and I'm like, why is he over there? And then as soon as they hiked the ball,
Yeah,
you
it's
just
coming
see
down
him. He
looking
got
like
the
Big Plug to X looking.
just right, just ball like a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
That was like the best like 2 yard loss I've ever seen.
No, I
Um,
agree. And but I just don't that was crazy to me. I don't like that. And then when the defense is so beat up, I hope Ben Johnson doesn't think, okay, now here's the time. Jared Goff 50 passing yard or 50 passing yard game. Let's
yeah,
all
50 attempts
yeah, like it's I just had to say that's the thing that do scare me about the squad. But I think
for sure.
when I say if we can muster up a win here, that crazy stretch we've had, we're 2-0 in the last 12 days. Put a bow
Hmm.
tie on that. Go get to 12 day. Go get to 10-day break, which is like a mini buy, I guess you can say. And then the Bills is going to be a tough one. Obviously not a division game, but something that kind of a good measuring stick. They're near the top of the totem pole on their side of the bracket. So I think you're going to want to get that one, and then from there, you kind of just lock in your division. But I think it starts with just going all out for this last one here, and then hopefully finishing this little 3 game stretch tough, 12 and
Yeah,
one. I think is amazing. Yeah,
for sure. I'm with you. What you got for the score here? Oh,
yeah. Let me see score here. I'm still gonna pick us to get the dub on this one.
yeah.
I'm gonna go 30-24.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going like 31-27,
Mm,
31-28. I think they about to right, it's gonna be a slugfest, and I just hope we can hang around on defense.
yeah,
And the offense got to be perfect. Like I said, I can see it being like this, like the Chargers Lions game last year, or like the Saints Lions game last year, where it's just up and down the field on both ends. Because I don't like we should be able to get everything we want on offense, but yeah, I hope we can just
yeah. And then
get a
and then it
turnover or two from
might come down to
Jordan Love.
who can keep the ball. Clean as play. No turnovers.
Right.
No
Establish a
Jameer Gibbs
run.
fumbles, things like that. Just kind of
Yep.
that'd be the deciding factor, especially injuries spread across the board. You and I think this probably been a longer stretch where Joseph and Branch haven't had a pick. So we
Yeah.
overdo one or so. And
For
really
sure.
no better time than now.
Love gonna he always good to throw a couple out there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he'll throw it up there and let you get a chance.
for sure.
He is
This will be
solid. He'll definitely he'll push the envelope.
for sure. You see he like a Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers mix.
Yeah, bro, they have had 3 legit
It's
quarterbacks since we've been born, which is crazy.
it's not even fair. Not even
Yeah.
fair. But
No, we might have that stability like that around here too. Just off topic with Mike Tomlin got his 18th
yeah.
year over 500. That's the type of shit I'm looking for. Let's get a
Right.
dynasty like that going. where we don't see
Definitely.
sub 500 until 2042.
Right, when like the team start, yeah, people's getting long in the tooth,
Yeah,
know,
right.
like but like Hutch on the verge of retirement, St. Brown, he on his way out, and golf was gone for about 4 years already. Yeah,
No,
but
for sure.
got anything else for the people?
No, sir. We'll be back at you next week.
Yeah,
Go Lions.
go Lions. I didn't realize the Bears lost 6 in a row, but yeah,
Since that Hail Mary.
yeah,
Yeah.
go Lions.
Wheels
Be back.
falling off. No, for sure.
Yeah, right
Peace.
for sure. Peace out.